All right, it is Sunday, May 31st, and we are back with some Spider-Man this time around. Spider-Man Noir dropped on Amazon Prime here a few days back, the entire shebang. And so we are here to talk about the first two episodes. So, episode number 1, Step Into My Office. This features a Spider-Man that's back in like Great Depression time, 1920s, 1930s. And right now, the present time we're at is 1933. And this version of Spider-Man, Ben Reilly, by the way, not Peter Parker, not Ben Parker, is like not Spider-Man. He's a private investigator, but there's some shenanigans going on with a mob boss. And then, of course, Spider-Man villains being involved as well. So, Jeremy, what is your whelming of this episode?
I will say of this first one, I am whelmed to pleasantly whelmed. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty decent intro to him. You know, I obviously never seeing it before or never hearing of him really before. I think it did well. I guess I can get into that part of it whenever we really do more of the review. But yeah, I'll say I'm whelmed to pleasantly whelmed.
Nice. Well, don't fret. We haven't heard of this Spider-Man either. So, just so we're all clear, the what we read last week does nothing pretty much for this, other than like time period. That's about it.
Time period and name.
Yeah,
That's it.
I'm about to say, yeah. Well, and the Spider.
I'm not talking about his real name. I'm talking about his superhero persona, the Spider.
Right. Yeah,
that's about
I got you now. I got you. Well, Richard, what's your whelming of this?
I'm whelmed. This first episode. Well, I mean, there was no Spider-Man at all in it.
Yes.
It was just I found myself like enjoying the noir elements of it.
Okay.
But there is one thing in this episode that really took me out that I was like, that's not noir. What are y'all doing? Like, it literally just made me go, what this was a tonal shift of everything. And it just didn't have enough to hook me for the first episode. And
wow.
Yeah, I was whelmed.
Okay. So is it good that we watched both episodes then for you? Because the first didn't hook you. So was like having the first and the second, did that help hook you?
Spoilers for my whelming on the next one, but the second one didn't hook me either. Yeah.
I apologize. I didn't mean to spoil your whelming. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Damn. All right. So like I said in the beginning of this, we have Ben Reilly, who was the Spider before, had a love interest by the name of Ruby Williams, was his fiance.
Wait. Did you give your whelming?
No, he did not.
Because I just started getting into stuff. So my whelming of this, I was pleasantly whelmed with this. I thought this was really fun. I like the writing so far of it, like the dialogue. There's a lot of quippy one-liners that are like, they're fun for me. I like that kind of stuff. So I enjoyed that. Spoilers for the next episode. I like that we didn't Daredevil this, because it's kind of the same thing of like, you know, in Daredevil, Matt Murdock was trying to not be Daredevil. And so we have that same kind of motif here, except by second episode, he's like, fuck it, we need the Spider. And so he gets the shit.
It's become a trope now. Like, people online have talked, not just Marvel, but just superhero stuff in general, or not even superhero stuff, just storytelling in general has now become like, I forget what, there was a post on Reddit, I want to say a while back, where it was talking about how, like, if they made a movie about a man going to the supermarket, by the last episode, he would finally grab his keys to get in the car to go to the supermarket. Like, it's one of those where they milk it for everything it's worth.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do agree. At first, I was like, fuck me. After the first episode, I was like, are we not getting Spider-Man to the last fucking episode?
Right. They're going to Smallville us on this.
So did you watch it in the black and white or the color?
Oh, good question. I like that one. Yeah, I wanted to ask that one as well. What did you watch it in?
So I did the first one in all black and white, and then I started the second one in color, and then no, I'm sorry, I started it in black and white still, and then finished it in color. Like did
Mm.
halfway through, just to see what the color
Wizard
was
of
like.
Oz.
Yeah,
I
I made it to the end of the yellow brick road.
Yes.
That was a debate between me and my wife. I was like, look, here's our options. And she was like, oh, honestly, it doesn't matter to me. And I was like, well, I kind of want to go black and white because I feel like it's easier to go black and white and then color than to go from color to black and white. And she's like, okay, I agree. So we're doing it. We're steading fast to black and white through the whole thing.
Cool. I watched it in black and white as well. I was debating on doing color, but then I saw 3 or 4 different articles saying that you should watch it in black and white, and that there is literally only one episode but they didn't mention the episode, which was really annoying on which one you should watch in color. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm watching in black and white then.
Well, good thing is you'll enjoy it so much that you can go back and watch it in color.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It may end up being good. I'll just say these first 2 episodes were very lacking for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, so like I didn't know it was old Nicolas Cage doing it.
You did, but you forgot.
Yeah. uh I don't know if you noticed, but like whenever he was doing his like monologue thing in the first episode, I almost sounded like he was trying to do some kind of weird accent. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I hope he's not going to do this the whole time. And thankfully he didn't. It didn't sound like
Really?
it to me.
Yeah, he does it all throughout it. It's weird. It fluctuates. He has it and then he doesn't. And it's like, what are you doing, Nick?
Well, I mean, it is Nicolas Cage. So
Yeah.
I think he's trying to do whatever he did for the Across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse, because he played Spider-Noir in those movies as well.
Oh, yeah.
And so he had like this kind of whatever. He was trying to do like a New Yorker's accent and whatnot.
But
Then-
those are not the same characters, apparently.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up, because what the fuck are we doing?
I don't know.
Like, why on earth would we have the Spider-Verse stuff that is done so well to the point where we're like, you know, that Nick Cage guy, maybe he can hold his own TV show. Just maybe we should sit there and give him a TV show as Spider-Noir and see what he can do with it. But here's the kicker, guys. He's not going to be Peter Parker like he is in that movie. He's going to be Ben Reilly.
Makes perfect sense.
Yep. Which makes him now the 4th different Spider-Noir to confuse, because Michael and I were off podcast last week after we were done recording the episode. We're talking about it, and there's the one that we read, which is Peter Parker, the Spider in Spider-Man Noir. And then they tried to retcon that Peter later on so that the comic book version is like the Spider-Verse one, but they are in fact not the same person.
Right, yes.
And then there's the Spider-Verse Spider-Noir, and then now there's this one. So that's the 4th iteration of Spider-Noir, or the Spider, or Spider-Man Noir, whatever title you want to give him. He's the 4th iteration, and it's like, that's too many Spider-Noirs. It's too many.
Why do we need that many Great Depression Spider-Men? I need to know, like, why?
Well, the thing that annoys me is at the start of the episode, he's doing his monologue, and he's like, someone asked me what universe this was. And I was like, oh shit, are we actually going to reference Spider-Verse? And then nothing really goes into that. And I was like, okay, what the fuck? What are we doing here?
It baffles me. It baffles me so much. Of that threw me off too. The whole, somebody asked me what this universe was. I'm like, okay, so are you making reference to the Spider-Verse? Is that what this is? because you're Ben Reilly. That was Peter Parker. What what are we doing?
I will say there is something that got spoiled for me about the whole him calling himself Ben Reilly and Peter Parker that I don't want to spoil for you yet, but that may be like answered in the future. But I'll say this: it's not very satisfying.
Oh fuck.
What bothers me though is like it's Ruby who gets the "with great power comes great responsibility" speech, not Uncle Ben. Also, who the fuck is Ruby? We couldn't have it be Gwen or MJ or anybody else. Like, why? Like, I don't know. I was just like, why Ruby?
Yeah.
It was very weird to me.
I thought about trying to look her up just to see like if she was a Spider-Man character, and I failed at doing that.
Nope. I looked it up. There's nothing there.
Well, thank you for doing what I lacked.
She is literally for the show only. Unless I overlooked it, but no, I was typing Ruby Williams Spider-Man because I was like, I don't know who the fuck this person is.
So even more so, this Spider-Man is different than comic book Spider-Man Noir because we got a love interest that's died. It's a pivotal moment for the Spider-Man, mind you.
You know, canon event or whatever they call it.
Yeah, because her death is the reason why he hangs up the spider costume. And he makes a comment later on in the episode of like, if you don't have great power, then you don't have great responsibility.
Yeah.
And so like by hanging up the costume, like he doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah. Which all that's fine because that's very noir. Like, I used to be an ex-cop or whatever, and then my wife was killed. So I took up being a detective and retired being a cop or whatever. You know, like that is such a noir kind of trope. So I'm fine with him hanging up the costume for 5 years or whatever because his wife died or drowned, you know, whatever. Spider-Man's, you know, one weakness is apparently water. Like he can't, but I was just like, okay, that's fine, but I didn't like that. I think it should just make it Gwen. Make it Gwen. Gwen usually dies in the comics. Make it Gwen. It's super easy. And I like even went back to see the color version because I was curious to know if Ruby is called Ruby because she has red hair. And nope, she's blonde. And I was like, why the fuck couldn't it be Gwen? Why do we have to have Ruby?
That's a good question. That is a good question. And I don't have an answer for you at all, but because I'm still hung up on the whole Ben Reilly thing. If I'm being honest, like I'm still hung up on that.
I feel like this is a decision made by Sony. Like, I really do. I feel like somewhere this is a decision made by Sony of like, you can't have MJ and you can't have Gwen. So you got to make up your own character.
When in doubt, blame Sony.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Works. It's worked so far, so I might as well keep doing it.
So this episode starts off with like him getting an offer to do a investigation. This guy wants him to follow his wife and see like if his wife's fooling around on him. His wife happens to be Cat Hardy. Sorry. Yeah. Yes. So this is our Felicia Hardy that's in this world, the Black Cat of this world.
Maybe? Who fucking knows at this point? Because, like, I get, like, you're supposed to think that because her name is Cat Hardy and it's Felicia Hardy or the Black Cat. But, like, at this point, I don't know. Like, she's not a Felicia type. And, like, she kind of is like the one from the comic that we read last week. Where she's like a person, like an important person at this club, but it's not a speakeasy. Well, I take that back. It probably is a speakeasy. They don't say it's a speakeasy outright, but it probably is because Prohibition was going on then and they're serving alcohol and stuff. So more than likely it's a speakeasy. But regardless, she's not the like head of this club. She's just like the star singer.
Right. Well, and the club is owned by a big mob boss that's kind of over the city, and it's not Kingpin. It's
I honestly like his first shot of him. I'm like, that's, I don't know. To me, it kind of seemed Kingpin-ish.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I've just seen the back of him. I don't know now. Does Kingpin have a cane ever?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had
Does he?
one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking he did, but I wasn't sure. But I mean, I don't know. Just to me, I was like, I thought that would have been kind of funny. And like, honestly, I was like wishing it would. So then Richard could be like, where the heck was Spider-Man and Daredevil still?
I like that it's Silvermane though. I think like he is a pivotal, especially old comics where Spider-Man took on, they couldn't call it the Mafia, so they called it the Maja. And I like the idea that Silvermane is the head of this, because like that totally fits. I'm wondering, is he going to become a cyborg man at the end of this? But we'll see.
Does he do that in the comic books?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Silvermane does?
Wow.
Mm-hmm. It happened in the video game that you played that you probably don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did look Silvermane up. That is a guy from the comic books. I believe he came out in the Silver Age as well. So like, I want to say like the issue 40s, issue 50s. So around the same time Kingpin came out. Actually, I'm fine with Silvermane as well. I like, it's a nice change up. But at the same time, honestly, I was sitting there and I was like, it'd be fun to see Vincent D'Onofrio come in as Kingpin and like do his like version of Kingpin, but like 1930s noir style. That would be actually kind of fun.
I would crash the fuck out if Vincent comes back to reprise Kingpin in a Spider-Noir Amazon Prime like exclusive show, because I'd be like, what the actual fuck?
So I'm saying that's the reason why I was like, I thought it'd been kind of funny if that was actually Kingpin.
Yeah. It could be fun too. I think D'Onofrio's got chops to do something like that.
Yeah, no, I think he could absolutely pull off the role, but I just don't. I unless it's connected with like MCU stuff, I don't want him associated with this.
Right. No, yeah. Yours is like strictly like, I just need him to go up against Tom Holland. I need him to like team up. I need Spider-Man to team up with Daredevil. Like, let's connect this shit.
Yes, that is literally like, especially because again, he patrols Hell's Kitchen. And I want to remind everybody who don't live in New York, Hell's Kitchen is 2 fucking blocks. It is the tiniest speck of a part of a giant city. Like, he would absolutely run into Spider-Man.
Oh, that's funny. So Ben winds up, he's really good at being an investigator. He finds Hardy. Hardy's in a penthouse with what seems to be the mayor, we find out later on. But the mayor's running for re-election, which goes back to what you're saying about prohibition that's going on, because one of his comments was he's going to end prohibition, but there was liquor at this place where Cat Hardy works. So that leads the whole thing. He shrugs the husband off and is like, oh, your wife is fine. She's not cheating on you, blah, 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 blah. And she maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. It looks like she was about to get like smacked around, and Ben stopped that from happening and she ran out. So Ben goes to use blackmail against either her or the mayor or whoever to hand these pictures over that he took. And this is where we get introduced to Flint Marko. So, Jeremy, did you know who Flint Marko was when that name came up? As Richard shakes his head.
No, I didn't. And then I was like, oh, like I wasn't. I don't know. I just wasn't necessarily thinking about other villains necessarily, like what they would. Because to me, it just seemed like a completely different story. So I didn't know if there'd really be any kind of reference to, like I said, any other kind of Spider-Man villains.
Oh, there's.
But then whenever. Yeah. But then, like, whenever she was talking about Flint, and I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, I was like, I saw his, like, he was kind of, I was like, wait, is he turning into like a Hulk or something? But, and then I was like, Oh, it's Flint Mark. Oh, I was like, oh, dang it. I was like, I should have caught that. Because, I mean, I remember that was one of the ones I remember his name just because he's in like every single thing Spider-Man there is pretty much. So,
Yeah, he was in the video game that you played,
mhm.
the second one. He's
He's
in
in
the third
Tobey
Spider-Man.
Maguire's.
Yeah, he's Tobey Maguire. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
and
the third movie.
he's in the third movie. He was in one of the comics that you and I read with Wonder Man. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember what else that he's been in that I know that you've seen. I think that's it. But yeah, no, plus like his, they're playing a joke with his name because Stanley loved that shit. Flint, he's the Sandman. Sand is usually like little bits of rock and stone ground up into tiny little. So Flint. Is anything clicking there?
That's great. So Flint Marko winds up walking after Ben, and we get this nice little fight scene on top of a roof. And what did y'all think of all that went down? Because the whole time Ben is trying not to use powers or anything like that, and he gets shoved off this roof and he starts flipping around to save his life, which understandably so. But at the same time, I'm like, you do realize they're seeing you. They're gonna know that you're the Spider. There's nobody else that does this shit. So like, they're seeing you right now.
Yeah. Well, and like that's my other thing is, he supposedly didn't want to be Spider-Man or whatever anymore, but yet you go to the top of a construction building to face off with this guy. Who? What? Like, I mean, that's pretty much setting you up to be using your powers for that.
Yeah, I mean, it was at night, so I assume not a lot of people were like standing around watching the construction site at night.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about like him being seen of who he is or anything like that, but it just like, why didn't you just pick some back alley or something to go have a fist fight or whatever? But no, you
Yeah.
went to the top of a building where only Spider-Man would really be able to have a good fight.
Yeah, because that's probably his only way of. I don't know, man. Because like this show kind of picks and chooses what he can do. Like, because like at one part, a car door knocks him out.
Yeah.
And I was like, that shouldn't knock him out. And then like some thugs punch him, and I'm like, that wouldn't hurt him. Like, so I'm just like, I know in the comics, Spider-Man pulls his punches because if he actually punched someone, he would probably fucking kill them. But they kind of pick and choose when he can take damage. So like certain things will hurt him. Now I understand Sandman because Sandman's super powered, but I'm just talking about like other things. So I don't know. It was very weird, is what I'm saying. To add to that whole like why on this rooftop, and then it's just so they can get him to do the like he's falling, and then oh no, he's got to use his web slinging abilities to swing up, and then he's got to fight Sandman as Spider-Man or as the Spider, and
yeah.
It was the choreography was cool. I mean, it was nothing like mind blowing. I will say this: I don't know if it's just Nick Cage, but he kind of showing his age. Like I don't know if he's underneath that mask in the next episode, but it looks like an old man sometimes running around.
No, I was gonna say that earlier. Like Nick looks old in this show.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I mean, he is old.
He definitely looks old.
But yeah, and we kind of skipped at the start. Like we see I couldn't remember his name last week, but Molten Man. We see the guy, the fire guy.
Yeah.
And I thought that was funny only because like there's this whole big to do, like they're chasing him down. They're, they eventually knock Ben out, and Ben wakes back up, somehow magically knows which way to go. Like they told them vaguely they went in that direction, but like he just knows exactly where they're going to be.
Right.
Gets to this fuel depot thing, and he finds the other PI has cornered Molten Man, and unbeknownst to the PI, he has powers, and then he activates his fire thing, And then the PI just fucking shoots him. Like, I just thought that shit was funny. It was like, yeah, you got fire powers, but it doesn't stop bullets. Like he shoots him like 4 times in the chest, and then Molten Man's just dead. Just straight up dead.
I'm glad you brought that back up, because that was the whole like start of him being a PI or whatever. And that's the whole premise of this show, kind of, is that Silvermane's mansion has been burnt down, and they attached it to this Addison guy who is Molten Man, which I'm glad you found that out, because I didn't know who he was.
Yeah,
as far as like the pyrokinetics and all that jazz. So Silvermane wants to know why and who hired Addison Molten Man to burn down his house. And that's how all this got started. 2 PIs were, hired to go find him and watch him. I was so confused by him getting hit with the car, Ben getting hit with the car from the other PI, because like the guy was driving down the road, he opened the damn door, hit Ben, and then was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." It's like, what do you mean you're sorry? You opened the door to hit the man.
I know, right? Yeah. It was just like, dude, what the hell? And then to me, it knocks him out, and I'm like, that would not have it would have hurt. Like, it would have smarted, but it wouldn't have knocked him out. And I was just like, okay, whatever. Maybe he's just really out of shape because he's not been Spider-Maning for years.
Yeah.
But then they like pick and choose later about how much like stuff he can do and take. And I'm just like, okay, whatever.
I will say he was winded trying to get up to that penthouse through the fire escape. Well, like when he got to the top, he was like, and like just laid on the ground for a minute. So he does seem to get winded and whatnot like that, which I guess we should see that in fights as well. I did think it was funny when he's going up the fire escape and he takes a picture of that dude like just putting stamps all over himself. Like, what the fuck was that about?
That was so bizarre. I was like, why is this in the movie or the show? I was like, because I thought maybe that would come back into play, and like that was somebody important that he was gonna like, you like, hey, I got these embarrassing photos of you, and I need something from you, and if you don't want everyone to see this, then you need to do this for me. Nope, it's just like, no, he just likes taking photo, like he likes being a peeping Tom, apparently. I don't know. Like, it's fucking weird.
And funny. Whenever you're talking about the being winded, like he made a comment to Flint about like asking him like, hey, you need to take a breather before, and I'm like, so he kind of like flipped it.
Oh yeah, saying that. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Richard's saying, it seems like they're picking and choosing, which I didn't really notice it, but the more that I talk it out, the more I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's very bizarre.
It is a little. We finished the episode off pretty much with Flint going missing and Kat wanting to hire Ben to go find him. And Ben's secretary, Janet, she's funny as well. Like, that character's funny to me, her lines.
Yeah, I like her.
And Janet's had enough. She just wants to get paid and just be able to do her job in peace. So
yeah, she's like, it's the goddamn Great Depression. I don't know if you know, Ben, but like people are out there starving and homeless on the streets. Like, I just want a steady income, man, so I can keep food on the table.
So I did have one question: did they maybe hint at Kat having powers as well, like with her singing?
So that's the I'm glad you brought that up, because like that is the scene that to me that is just not noir at all and just takes you completely out of the show. Like, she starts singing, it starts fine, and then it goes into this weird musical number, and I remember my wife being like, I hate this totally. And I was like, the show or this musical number? And she's like, the musical number. I was like, okay, me too, because I was like, this is tonally off. Like, this is so not a noir thing to do. It was very bizarre. Again, I keep using that word for this. And to answer your question is, I don't know, Jeremy, because Black Cat doesn't usually have maybe she's hypno hustler. I don't know.
Yes!
Like, she doesn't usually have hypnotizing powers. If anything, they give her kind of like Domino, where she has like power of luck and to manipulate other people's like luck. But a lot of times she is literally just like a cat burglar.
Yeah.
That's her only ability, but it just kind of depends on the story.
I so want Donald Glover to show up now in this TV show as fucking Hypno Hustler. Like, so fucking bad.
That would fit in with this universe, honestly. I think that would be kind of cool.
Oh, man. Y'all got anything else for this first episode?
One of the last thing I just wanted to mention, because you were talking about like they're gonna find out that you're Spider-Man. You do recall that Sandman, he like werewolves out, and apparently when he werewolves out, like he doesn't remember. So that's their like scapegoat for like, oh, I saw him be Spider-Man, but now I can't remember who Spider-Man is.
I got you.
Yeah, it's bullshit. But it
Yeah,
was
they
one of
Moon
those.
Knighted him.
Yeah, kind of. We at least got to see the fight, though. I'll say that.
Right. It was the opposite this time. That's funny.
But yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, cool. On to episode 2, Tread Lightly. That's the name of the episode. I'm not telling y'all to tread lightly. So, this time around, we're getting Ben doing investigation work. He goes to Flint Marko's apartment. He winds up almost getting caught there. He confronts Kat because he feels like she's hiding some stuff. He finds some information about Flint and about Addison, and then gets roughed up at his apartment. Tries to get kidnapped. He does get kidnapped just a smidge. And this Janet gets threatened by her life, and this brings back the spider. So, Richard, since we've already somewhat spoiled yours, what is your well-being on this episode?
I wrote, I was whelmed. I was like, it's a really dull start for these first 2 episodes. I was like, the stuff I said before is like, I find myself enjoying the noir stuff, but there just wasn't enough Spider-Manning kind of, like, I liked how it took a while to get there, but I liked how in the comic we got Spider-Manning stuff along with the noir stuff. And I know like there's only 2 episodes in of an 8-episode series, but I'm just, I have to critique these first 2 episodes. And I was like, meh, just nothing really hooked me. Nothing really made me go, ooh, I can't wait for the next episode.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Fair enough. Jeremy?
I'm sticking with my like whelmed, pleasantly whelmed, because I will agree with Richard. It didn't necessarily like really draw me in, like to where I'm just excited and can't wait to see what's happening in the next episode. But I'm still intrigued, and it's a decent show. My son actually ended up watching this one with me, so he said he really enjoyed. He was kind of watching it off to the side, and then decided to come in and watch it fully. So it was a good one, and his I think would be a pleasantly whelmed rating.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna go with. I think I'm right there with you, Jeremy. I think I'm in that like whelmed, pleasantly whelmed, because like I started getting bored with some of the investigation stuff because we started going off into another, like a reporter and like his story and how he was trying to talk to people and whatnot and figure out Addison, what was going on. And so I felt myself getting bored with that. But then I liked seeing the spider come back, and I like how Nicolas Cage went about going and getting the spider costume back. That was
yeah,
humorous
that was
to me.
funny.
But when we got the spider, like, yeah, he sat there and fought the bad guys and stuff, and that was fun. But then, like, had a sit down with Silvermane, and I was like, oh, so you're not really necessarily back. You're just kind of using it to sit there and like get your people left alone and you're still not going to really be the Spider,
Mhm.
or at least that's kind of the idea. Is where I was at. So I'm like, I don't know that I like that too much.
Yeah, I
So
think that was the plan originally, but then the phone call that he gets from Robbie was
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
oh shit, now I have to be Spider-Man again, or the Spider. Which, by the way, that's who last week I couldn't remember his name, who I thought maybe was going to be the Fly, is Robbie Robertson. He's usually the editor in chief at the Daily Bugle. Me personally, I think they wanted to use Ben Urich like they did in the comic book, but either it was Sony was like, you can't use that character, or it's Marvel is using that character, so we don't have the rights for that character, or it was you can't have two Bens in the same show. Because then it just gets confusing.
Well, guys, why don't we just do Peter Parker then? Oh, fuck that idea. That's stupid. Get the fuck out of here.
You're
Fire
fired.
that guy. we find out more information. I think that's the biggest thing with this episode is that we find out more information about Flint and about Addison as well. And that they were all like on the same troop command. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
In World War One?
Yeah, I think they were all part of the same platoon and
Yes.
during World War One, during the war, the Great War,
Right.
whatever, because at the time they didn't know there was going to be a second one.
Yeah, right. But also Ben seems to have ties. Ben Reilly seems to have ties with this group or platoon as well.
Okay. What do you
Did he?
mean?
They mentioned something about like him either being in the war. Didn't they?
remember.
Oh,
No,
yes.
I don't.
Yeah, they did. Because Janet said something about like he fought there before or something like that.
Yeah.
I missed that completely.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when it comes to like Flint and Addison, and we're also going to meet Lonnie Lincoln as well. Who, Jeremy,
Wait.
do you know who that is?
Sounds familiar.
He was in one of the games. He's Tombstone.
Oh, okay.
Skin's usually made of granite.
Which honestly, I didn't catch that it was Lonnie Lincoln. And
No.
he's friends with Flint. And they've all worked kind of with Silvermane. I didn't catch that. I didn't catch his name was Lonnie Lincoln.
I don't remember them saying that he was Lonnie, but I assumed
Talking about
since he
the
was
big guy that confronted Robbie.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
Robbie goes into the Hooverville shack,
Yeah.
and the big black man with a very deep voice comes in, is like,
Yeah.
"Hey, what are you doing here?" That's going to eventually be, so spoilers, that's going to be Tombstone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was trying to realize that because he was talking to Flint, and like he made that comment of like them being in it together or whatever happened there, and I was like, okay,
Mhm.
I never really caught who he was or what his name was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember them saying him by name, but I assumed just because since it seems like all the villains are associated with that little
Yeah.
platoon.
Mm.
It didn't even have it in my captions. It didn't have his name on there.
I wound up finding it on Wikipedia, if I remember right. Like when I was kind of looking for like synopsises and stuff like that to make notes. But it seems that you got Flint, who's talking about his powers increasingly going out of whack. And then you've got Addison's wife, who was talking to Robbie about his powers progressing and kind of getting out of hand as well. They were both on the same platoon. You've got Ben Reilly, who was in this war as well. His like Peter Tingle is messing up, it seems like.
It's more
Spider
of like
sense.
it's more of like a Peter migraine. Like it looks painful when it happens.
Yeah, it does. So it's making me think, what kind of weird fucked up origin are we going to have? Is it going to be some kind of military, like experimentation on humans? Like what? Like, and it hit everybody. Are we going to find out more than likely that Lonnie was part of this platoon as well?
He is. He's in
And
that
so
photo.
He is?
Yeah. He's like up in
Okay.
front. You can see him up front.
Gotcha. So yeah, even more so now. I'm like, this is going to be some kind of weird, fucked up experimentation.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what gave everybody powers. And it's like, oh no.
They kind of spoil that with the intro. I don't know if you watched the intro, but
Yeah.
as it's going on, you clearly see someone getting an injection.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to like people with powers. And so it's clearly hinting at that they're maybe when they went overseas to fight in World War I, they were like, hey, we're going to inject you with this. And they didn't tell them what it was. And turns out it's some sort of thing that's giving them superpowers. The thing that I haven't quite connected yet is why they all want to get after Silvermane. Like, was he the one who provided the chemicals? Like, I don't know. I don't know what exactly is the connection there. I have some theories, but I don't know for sure.
Well, are they all working? Because, like, was Addison working for Silvermane?
No.
I thought he was. He wasn't?
No, someone hired Addison, Molten Man, to kill Silvermane. And he went there with his powers and burned down the house thinking that would kill him. And it didn't. Flint Marko is, I guess, a lover of Cat Hardy, and he also works for Silvermane.
Right.
He's like the hired muscle for the club. And then Lonnie Tombstone is just we don't know much about him so far. He's just friends with Flint, and I guess he's one of the people that lives in the Hoovervilles, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he has a better life.
I was gonna say he's friends with Addison as well, because like he knew where his house was.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't know that he had been killed.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. So
my theory there, because noirs always do this, where like, you know, whatever, like a dame walks in and gives me a job, you see, and it turns out the woman is like the person that hired him is actually the villain of the story. I'm wondering if Cat Hardy maybe isn't the true villain of the story, but I think maybe she's the one that hired Addison to kill Silvermane, especially in one of the scenes that we see with her where he's like picking out the outfit that she's going to wear.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's some sort of resentment towards Silvermane, and maybe she's the one that hired Addison.
That's a good pull. That makes a lot of sense, because like you were saying, the resentment there, and like Silvermane owns that club like you were talking about earlier. So he essentially owns her, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Flint Marko is more the hired muscle to kind of protect her, to keep the thing going. So that makes a lot of sense.
And it keeps with that trope of like old noirs. So I could easily see that happening.
Yeah. There's a scene when, so you've got Ben's investigation, like headquarters. It gets ransacked by Silvermane's thugs, and Janet gets threatened. And so Ben goes in there afterwards. And he's trying to console Janet. Janet's like, fuck you. I've had enough of this shit, basically. And so Ben goes home only to be met by these thugs again. And I thought he was about to thwip him. And then he stopped himself and said, oh no, this is Tai Chi or whatever it was. So was he, did he had like a moment where like it just lapsed on him? Or was it nope, I can't do that. Never mind.
I think it was the latter. I think it was definitely I can't thwip them right now because I'm not going to kill these guys. So I'm just going to beat them up, and then it'll get back to him that I'm the spider. And then they're going to really be after me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's what I was kind of thinking, but I was like unsure only because we did the whole Flint Marko thing in front of him the other day. And I'm like, he works for Silvermane, but like you said, there's the memory loss.
Yeah.
So
that was their get out of jail free card for that writer's hole. Like that was them writing themselves out of that corner for that. It's like, he gets amnesia when he transforms. But yeah, that whole them, roughing him up and then taking him in, I was like, really? This wouldn't have hurt him at all.
I'm sorry, when he threw that freaking toaster, that was about the funniest thing.
It was funny. I laughed. I thought that was really funny.
Because the guy was even like, really? A toaster? And he's like, I don't tell you.
Hey man, those 1930s toasters,
good Lord,
they probably weigh 25 pounds. They're made of lead and asbestos. So like that guy's eventually going to die in like 20 to 25 years.
Been giving you poison for your toast for years and years. That's great. What else? Oh. After it gets roughed up, he decides, we need the spider back. So he's got to go back to his old apartment, which I didn't catch that on. I thought he was still living in the same apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too, honestly. That one kind of threw me off.
I thought it as well until he had that conversation with the new couple. And then I was like, oh, it's his old apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same. When he's like, oh, yeah, I'm familiar with it. That costume change, though, I thought that was great. I love that whole him going in there and like just the comments about cleaning up water and there's a leak and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know, his accent, everything. I just thought it was fun.
Yeah. And him talking about like moving the kitchen table to the window because you can get the sunlight, and his wife's like, I told him that.
Did that guy's wife seem like she was out of place error wise?
No.
Like her attire or hairstyle or something. Like I was like, you don't look like you belong in this era.
No, it looked the same to me.
Okay, maybe it was just me then. But yeah, he beats the hell out of that wall just to get his suitcase back, and I'm like, you couldn't have done a better job of like, what'd you do? Did you move out and just forget it?
Pretty much.
Or you were like, there's no way I'm breaking that wall open to only not get my retainer back. Like,
that's funny. Did they have that stuff back then? I don't know. Also, like his costume is not that unique. It's literally just like a ski mask with goggles and like a fedora and trench coat. Like you could have just made a new one, to be honest with you.
Right.
But yeah, I think it was one of those where he was like, I'm never coming back. And to prove it, I'm putting it in here and I'm selling the place. And then of course he eventually comes back. So joke's on him.
Right. I'm glad they did it so quickly. I'm glad it came back in episode 2. That was a kind of a fear of mine of like, oh, we're going to do this. Where are we just kind of taking it out like too far?
Yeah.
So, but we get a nice little fight scene. I like how he's kind of talking to himself, but to them, that Peter Parker like sarcasm while he's fighting them. I thought that was pretty fun and unique to that Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was neat. The way it, like there's some cool cinematography work, but the way that it was shot for all that, it just looked weird. Did it not? It looked odd to me. It looked very CGI, very VFX-y.
I don't think I got that.
Yeah, honestly, I don't. Trying to think about it. I don't really think I had much of an issue with it.
I'm mostly talking about like when he's swinging and he like wrecks the car, and he like when he first lands on the car and stuff like that. Like all that looked kind of just weird to me. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. The reason why I say that is I told Michael this last week, Jeremy. It was off podcast, but one of the things about this show is that it is the most expensive Spider-Man property ever.
Really?
Its budget for the entire season was $400 million.
Holy cow.
It is the most expensive Spider-Man property. And
like it's cost more than the movies? Like Marvel
more than
movies?
any of the movies. Included for
insane.
Inflation. Yeah.
So how the last time I heard about a TV show taking up like that much money, it was like Game of Thrones. And I can't remember for the life of me. I need to go back and look to see like what they were spending there.
The Rings of Power has the highest, I think. It was like $1 billion.
Does it have it now?
For the first season.
How much?
$1 billion with a
What?
capital B.
Billion?
Yeah, I think
A
so.
fucking
Yeah.
$1 billion for
yeah,
that?
yeah. No, yeah.
Fuck off.
No, absolutely. Like it was what everyone was talking about. How like they spent $1 billion on this.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody sit there and say, hey, that Rings of Power show, you really should go watch that, man. It's really, really
I mean,
good.
that's literally why everyone was like, I'm glad they spent all that money. I'm pretty sure it's $1 billion. If not, it's damn near close. I think it's the
Fire.
biggest.
This is not a surprise. I don't
Television
even know what
show.
this show is.
It's Amazon's Lord of the Rings, like
Lord
prequel.
of the Rings. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
If you're watching the Spider-Noir now, so once we get done with this, you can go visit.
Yeah,
that.
you can
Yeah.
go watch Rings of Power.
Now, like, so I guess now knowing though that budget wise, I don't know. That may end up, depending on how the rest of the season goes, that may end up changing my outlook on this one.
That's kind of my takeaway, because like that costume kind of looks bad,
Yeah,
both in black and white and in color.
yeah.
Like I dare say it looks worse in color than it does in black and white, because in color you can see that everything is like leather looking, which I get of the time, but I'm like, nah, that would be hot as shit to wear while like running around doing all that. I like the mask. I wish there was some way he could articulate his eyes like they do with Tom Holland's and stuff, but I get it. Like he wouldn't have like mechanical looking lenses, but I do like the mask at least. The hat looks like it got sat on. It looks like it needs to be ironed or something. Like it's very like ruffled looking. I don't like it. It looks weird.
Because it was shoved in that suitcase.
But still, like this is your superhero shot. You need to make sure everything's like pressed and clean and nice looking. And I don't know. It looked weird. Honestly, though, I get that the animated version has the fedora. I kind of like the comic book without the fedora. I think it looks better personally.
Oh, see, I like the fedora. I think it's fun.
It makes no sense. It would fly off the moment he swings away.
Got Velcro in there.
Or he webs it. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
That's a mess. That's a whole mess. In doing this, though, in fighting off Silvermane's guys, he held Silvermane from going to the docks where there's going to be a delivery of liquor. And so that's where the cops were planning on busting him and taking him in and all that jazz. So now that's kind of foiled the cops. The Spider's back now, and maybe he has to stay back, and all this jazz. And it looked like there was a shootout going on in the background. Like Robbie's standing there on a fucking payphone with the cops behind him shooting it out. And I'm like, Robbie, get the fuck out of there, man. I don't really like you all that much, but like, I don't want to see you necessarily die. Come on, let's use some common sense, bro.
I think he makes that comment. He's like, I gotta go. I don't want to get shot or something. He makes some comment
I
about
don't want to
that.
die in a phone booth.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the stuff he did in this episode, like Robbie did, was interesting. Like the start of the episode shows him making a sandwich, and because it's the Great Depression, he has no money. So he makes him a ketchup. Like literally, he just takes some ketchup, puts it on a slice of bread, and eats it. And I'm like, bro, I know it's the Great Depression, but nah. Like I like ketchup, but I ain't eating that much ketchup on a piece of bread. Jesus, man.
Oh, I've done that shit.
Ugh. Ugh. I'd go grab me some peanut butter over that.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
Oh no, it's been one of those times, like when I was younger or whatever, where like you just open the fridge and it's like there's nothing there, and you walk away, and like 15 minutes later you come back and you're like, something's magically gonna appear in the fridge, and there's nothing, and you're like, oh fuck. It's...
Ugh. That made me gag.
That's funny.
But
yeah, that's all I got for this episode here.
Yeah, it's pretty much all I have as well. Like the only other thing I wanted to talk about is they add a slight like sound effects or something to like distort his voice when he's in the spider costume. I don't know if
Yeah.
y'all noticed that, and I don't like it. It's weird.
Yeah. I thought they did maybe something, but I don't know. It's one of those that like it was subtle but yet annoying type thing. Like it was like it was just enough to like make you wonder what the heck is happening, if it's actually changed or not. And so it's I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it either.
It kind of made me it kind of made it hard for me to understand him a little bit. Like I
Yeah.
was just like, "What? What did you say?" Like
Ugh.
it's weird because it makes no sense. Like, is he putting
Yeah.
that on? Is it some kind of like device he's made? Is he like does he have like a little fan in front of him where he's speaking into?
It's because that mask is made out of wool, so it's like a filter now.
Oh man,
Yeah.
And so there's
it's gonna be the itchiest mask.
oh, that's funny.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. That's about all I had too.
Cool. Well, y'all come back next week
Y'all come back now, you hear?
as we do more of this with episodes 3 and 4. Let's see if Richard's whelming goes up. Let's see if the story kicks in. Maybe mine and Jeremy's goes down. I don't know. We'll find out. But in the meantime, Jeremy, where can they find you at?
They can find me on Twitch under the handle Night Fury GTO. That's Night with a K. And you can find me here.
Awesome. Richard?
If you want to contact me directly, I have an X, the platform formerly known as Twitter and Instagram, a Blue Skies, and a Threads. My handle is Night Curry, night like day and night, and Curry with a K. If you want to contact us directly, we have a Gmail. Our Gmail is comicallycomicspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to check us out on YouTube, possibly TikTok, we'll see, and Instagram, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics Podcast. And if you want to check us out on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics with an X.
You can find me on Instagram, eBay, and Shortbox22_comics. You can also find me on YouTube at 22comics. Thank y'all so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed as much as we did making it. Well, all being said, say goodbye, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy.
Goodbye, Jeremy. Goodbye.